Is
that true?
No, Albert Pike was actually a Confederate officer, as I recall. I've done some reading on him. Okay. I also recall that he is very much, he has been elevated to a very high level of esteem in Washington, D.C., which is in the north. Okay, and I think he's the only Southern Confederate general that has had a monument made to the memory of a Confederate general in Washington, D.C., which is rather amazing. I think the Pikes Peak, the Turnpike, there's a highway that was named in his memory as well. So, you know, he's revered throughout the United States and Americans, not for being a Scottish Rite. He was also the agent for the Indian nations as part of his work in
perhaps you can educate me to his relationship to the
he was a statesman. He was an American statesman. That's what his reverence was for in the United States.
Albert Pike had something to do with the formation of the Ku Klux Klan as well.
No, I have never seen any connection to that at all.
I'm confused about Pike. Hold on, Pike is revered and Pike is reviled. I mean, which one is it? Do the Masons hate Pike or do they love Pike? I mean, what is the relationship?
Like, in Canada, Masons have no opinion. Like the Masons that I know, and I'm a Mason, really have no opinion. Like we really, quite frankly, don't put any credence.
But other Masons love this guy, so why?
He was a Mason that died something like 127 years ago.
Right.
Like here,
okay, hold on. This is a very difficult book to read. Okay, it is written.
You haven't read that part.
That part's very clear. It can be taken out of context so easily that there's nothing in here that
I
you
haven't
can
even
read
showed you what I was going to say.
You don't have to, because what you can take out of here can it's the writing style of its day. This is the way it was done. No.
That's what
it's in there. Pretty clear.
That's what it said.
Very clear. Albert Pike also was a teacher and of religions all over the world.
Right.
Okay. He did a lot of writing about religion and what motivates people to fall into certain ways of thinking based on religious values. As I understand is written in this book are some of the recounts that he has and some of the explanations as to why people believe what they believe based on the religions that he studies. He's been a student of religion. Yeah. And so he writes this. But you can go ahead and you can take a paragraph or a sentence or whatever and you can make it say just what you want it to say. Totally out of context. It's incomprehensible, this book today. Okay, it's 900 and some odd pages.
I just find it fascinating that you have such a strong opinion on it.
If you start reading this book, it would scramble your brains.
We read Shakespeare's and iambic pentameter. Shakespeare's and iambic pentameter.
How do you honestly know that if you haven't read it?
I've read a few pages, but that's enough for me. Okay, it's very hard to absorb.
Can I give you a documentary?
It's very hard to
free
absorb.
Would you like to
take this opportunity?
Okay, when you start talking about Albert Pike, I would do this: close the book and put it away because it's meaningless today.
He seemed pretty hostile towards Albert Pike. You were curious to know why. Like, I mean, wouldn't you want to investigate?
No, I'm trying to convince you that you're standing your ground on a book here that has no relevance.
So the Masons don't like
127 years ago. Come on, let's get up to
the Supreme Council in
the Bible's too.
You know,
when was the Bible? 1,500 years old.
Devoted to Albert Pike to this day.
That doesn't sound trivial to me. That sounds like idolizing someone to me.
Supreme Council, Southern jurisdiction, okay, of the Scottish Rite.
Are they crazy?
We're talking in here. This is the craft lodge.
Oh, chilling, man. We're just talking to them about Masonry.
We're not. Yes, the craft is the way.
So in the craft they use the trowel, and on the Masonic altar they have the trowel. Why down at Toronto Police Station is there a pyramid with a policewoman with a trowel in her hand? Are you telling me that's
how do you guys get to be able to do that?
So that's nothing to do with Freemasonry.
You see,
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You know, that's not a Freemasonic statue.
The monuments around headquarters. You're disavowing that the monuments around police headquarters have anything to do with Freemasonry?
I haven't seen it and I don't know it, and I would say that it's.
You live in Toronto. No, that's an interesting thing. You live in Toronto and you've never seen police headquarters where they have a major Freemasonic statue with an obelisk, an uncompleted pyramid. It's right in the heart of downtown Toronto.
Where do you get that a pyramid has anything to do with Freemasonry?
All right, hold on a second.
Where do you get that?
Yeah.
Is that a joke? No, that's not a joke.
That's an American dollar bill. It's right on an American dollar bill.
That has nothing to do with
Totally
Freemasonry.
dead wrong.
No,
well,
you're wrong.
All right.
You're wrong.
Guys, slow down. Slow down.
Let's just hold on.
Come on, calm down. Do the people?
Now you're going to say that eyeball in the middle has something to do with Freemasonry?
Okay, calm down, calm down.
No.
Do the Masons who believe in morals and dogma and the works of Albert Pike, are they crazy? Are they wrong? Are they mistaken? Can you help them? Can you help them give up this book if it's that awful?
They don't have that book. They don't read that book.
Does anybody read this book?
No.
No Mason
Nobody.
reads this book.
No.
I thought you said the guys in the South did.
It's a history book.
Right.
The guy died 120 some odd years ago.
Right. Well, Jesus died a couple of thousand years ago.
Yeah, but, okay. I hear people say things like, this is the Masonic Bible. Totally nonsense.
What about
Okay.
Manly P. Hall? I'm sure you've heard about him.
He ran a newspaper or something.
Albert Mackey.
You need a lot of research.
One at a time, man.
He ran a newspaper.
Right. He wrote a lot of things about Freemasonry.
Well, so do a lot of people. There's lots of books written about
Albert Mackey?
Freemasonry. There's
Albert Mackey?
another guy who wrote newspapers.
They're both
Wrote a
33-degree
journal.
Freemasons. They're authoritarians
There's
on the
no,
subject.
he's not a 33. There's 3 degrees in Masonry.
You're wrong. You're totally dead wrong.
There's 3
You're
degrees in
100% dead
Masonry.
wrong.
Glenn, let him answer. Just let him answer, Glenn.
Pyramid, wow, I just...
The pyramid has no connection. A pyramid has
Okay,
no
so
connection
how do you
with
explain the
Masonry.
pyramid on the $1 bill? I like to
Yeah, what is that?
When the American
in your
founding
opinion,
fathers
what is
were
that?
Freemasons.
Find
And how did it get there?
It
Roosevelt
had
was a-
nothing to do with
Glenn, don't teach him. Get him. Let him answer.
Check out. Okay,
The pyramid on the back of the American dollar
okay,
has nothing to do
guys,
with
I got to go
Freemasonry.
back in here because I do want to.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you one thing. There's a website. Okay, the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is altered. And
No, I'd say that
Come on.
it's pretty good. Okay, there's also the MasonicInfo.com. Okay, there's this is the Toronto
we look
Masonic
at all this
Research
stuff,
here.
for sure.
But Wikipedia seems to be very much authenticated in its content. Okay, you just don't put anything in there. You have to back up everything you put in there. It's tested. It's tested for validity.
Actually,
What
what's
I've
Wiki
read
say?
is pretty good stuff. It's pretty
Actually,
true.
Wired magazine has come out with some information that Wikipedia is fixed.
mind control.
Okay? You just have to Google
Well,
Google
you're
Wired
far-
magazine
you're
and
far
Wikipedia.
too cynical.
Please take this documentary with you.
I have one. I have one.
Oh, you got
Okay,
one?
nice
Thank
talking
you.
to Chance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Seriously.
Well, he tried.
Wow,
but
that
was-
certainly says
Your
that-
comments on what you just saw. Go.
What I just saw was a man who thinks that there's only 3 degrees in Freemasonry, and that Albert Pike's book has nothing to do with anything, and that the founding fathers of America who set up the pyramid on the $1 bill, you know, eventually had nothing to do with Freemasonry. This is classic compartmentalization of somebody at the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, this guy's not meant to understand what's going on. He's obviously only at 3rd degree at the best. He thinks there's only 3, so he doesn't understand what's going on yet because he's not there yet.